Let me ask you something. If I told you that the safest thing you could do with your retirement money might actually be one of the riskiest, would you believe me? I know that sounds backwards, but stay with me for just a second. Right now, a lot of people who are close to retirement or already in it are doing the same thing. They're watching the markets bounce around, they're feeling nervous, and they're thinking, I'm just going to move everything to cash or a savings account until things settle down. And I get it. I completely understand that instinct. When the market feels unpredictable, cash feels safe. But here's the problem. Sitting in cash doesn't actually protect your retirement. It just trades one risk for a different one. And for a lot of retirees, that trade is a bad one. So today, I want to show you a smarter way to protect your income in retirement. One that doesn't require you to sit on the sidelines and doesn't require you to ride the market up and down and hope for the best. Welcome to Retirement Security Simplified. I'm glad you're here. Before we get into solutions, I want to take a moment to name what's really going on. Because I talk to retirees and pre-retirees every single day, and the concerns I hear are remarkably consistent. The first fear is this: what if the market drops right after I retire? This is actually one of the most legitimate risks in retirement planning, and it has a name. It's called sequence of returns risk. The basic idea is that if you retire and start pulling income from your portfolio right when the market takes a big hit, you can permanently damage your savings in a way that's very hard to recover from. The timing of returns matters just as much as the returns themselves. The second fear is, what if I lock my money up in something I don't understand or can't get to if I need it? That's a reasonable concern, and is one we're going to address directly today. And the third fear, and I appreciate the honesty when people say this, is, what if I'm just being sold something? I understand that too. And my job today is to give you information, not a sales pitch. You can decide what makes sense for your situation. Here's what I want you to hold on to as we go through this. You don't need your retirement money to beat the market. What you need is income you can count on, some growth to keep up with inflation over the years, and enough peace of mind to actually enjoy your retirement. That's the goal. Now, let's talk about cash, because I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking cash is a villain. It's not. Cash has a role in every good retirement plan. But cash as a long-term income strategy, that's where the problem comes in. Here's why. First, those high interest rates on savings accounts and money market funds, the ones that were paying 4.5 or even 5%, those are already coming down, and they will continue to come down. The rate you're earning today is not a permanent feature. It's a temporary window that's quietly closing. Second, inflation is always working against you in the background. Even at a modest 3% inflation rate, the purchasing power of money sitting still erodes meaningfully over a 20 or 25-year retirement. The dollar you have today buys less and less over time. That's not a theory, that's math. And third, this is the big one. Cash solves the fear of losing money, but it does not solve the fear of running out of money. Those are two different problems. And for most retirees, running out of income is the bigger risk. So if cash isn't the answer, what is? This is where I want to introduce you to something that a lot of retirees don't know exists. Or if they've heard of it, they've heard conflicting things about it. It's called a fixed indexed annuity, or FIA. And I want to explain it in plain English because the concept is actually pretty straightforward once you strip away the jargon. Here's how it works at its core. Your principal, the money you put in, is protected. You cannot lose it due to market downturns. That's not a marketing claim. That's a contractual guarantee backed by the insurance company. At the same time, your account has the opportunity to earn interest when the market index is linked to, something like the S&P 500, goes up. There's typically a cap on how much you can earn in a given year, or a participation rate that determines your share of the gain. But the key point is this: when the index goes up, you can participate. When the index goes down, you don't lose. Your floor is zero. So right away, you've solved one major problem. You're not sitting in cash missing out on the growth. And you're not fully exposed to market swings. You're in a protected middle ground. Now here's where it gets really powerful for income planning. Many fixed indexed annuities have an optional feature called an income rider, sometimes called a guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit, or GLWB. And this is where the income protection piece comes in. When you add an income rider, your contract has what's called a benefit base. Think of it as a separate calculation used specifically to determine your future income. It's not your account value, but it's the number the insurance company uses to figure out how much income you're guaranteed to receive. And here's what makes this so valuable for retirement planning. That benefit base often grows at a guaranteed rate, something like 7 or 8% per year, during the years before you turn the income on. That growth happens regardless of what the market does. Let me give you a simple example to make this real. Let's say you're 60 years old and you place $300,000 into a fixed index annuity with an income rider. You're planning to retire at 67, so you have 7 years before you need income. During those 7 years, your benefit base is growing at a guaranteed 7% per year. After 7 years, that benefit base could be in the range of $450,000 to $480,000, even if the market was completely flat the entire time. The insurance company guaranteed that growth. When you're ready, you turn on the income. The insurance company calculates a percentage, typically based on your age, and that's the guaranteed annual income you receive for the rest of your life. For life, no matter how long you live. That's not sitting in cash. That's not riding the market. That's a third option, a protected income floor that lets you retire with confidence. Now, I want to zoom out for just a moment because this strategy doesn't exist in a vacuum. It fits into a larger retirement income picture. And two of the most important pieces of that picture are Social Security and Medicare. Here's what I see working really well for the right clients. When you have a guaranteed income floor coming from something like a fixed indexed annuity, you may not need to turn on Social Security right away. And that matters, because every year you delay Social Security past your full retirement age, up to age 70, your benefit grows by about 8%. That's a permanent inflation-adjusted increase that lasts for the rest of your life. So the strategy looks like this. Your annuity income bridges the gap while you wait. Social Security turns on at a higher amount, and together they create a much more secure income foundation than either one alone. Now, let's talk about Medicare for just a moment, because this is an area where planning really pays off. Many retirees don't realize that their Medicare premiums are not fixed. They're income-based. If your income in retirement exceeds certain thresholds, you'll pay what are called IRMAA surcharges on top of your standard Medicare Part B and Part D premiums. For some people, that adds up to several hundred extra dollars per month, per person. How you structure your retirement income, which accounts you draw from, when you take the Social Security, how you manage withdrawals, all of that affects your income as Medicare sees it. A thoughtful income plan can keep you in a lower bracket and save you real money every single year. This is why I always say it's not just about the product, it's about how all the pieces fit together. Now, I want to be straightforward with you here because I think honesty matters more than making everything sound like it's perfect for everyone. A fixed index annuity with an income rider tends to be a really good fit for someone who's within about 5 to 10 years of retirement or who is already retired. Someone who has a chunk of money, often sitting in an IRA or 401k rollover that they won't need to touch for at least 5 to 7 years. And someone who wants the peace of mind that comes with knowing a portion of their income is guaranteed no matter what the market does. On the other hand, this is probably not the right fit if you need immediate access to all your money for living expenses right now, or if you already have more guaranteed income than you'll ever need, or if your time horizon is very short. It's also not a good fit for people in their 30s or early 40s who need their money to grow and have time to ride out the market cycles. The point is, this is a tool, and like any tool, it works best when used for the right job. So let me bring this all together. You don't have to choose between protecting your money and growing it. You don't have to sit in cash and watch inflation quietly chip away at your savings. And you don't have to white knuckle your way through retirement hoping the market cooperates on your timeline. There is a third option. And for a lot of retirees and pre-retirees, that option gives them more financial confidence than anything else they've tried. If this video helped you, please get the free booklet called For Those Who Want to Prosper and Thrive in Retirement. Check out the link in the description box to get that information. If you found the information useful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please share this video with a retiree or soon-to-be retiree that you know. We post content every week. This is Retirement Security Simplified, where we specialize in turning confusion into confidence, one conversation at a time.